Well, the hardest part to wrap your head around is that we're in a cycle. Now it's predictable. Now we actually know that some stupid thing is going to happen out of nowhere and is going to last for 2 years. So who's going to predict the next thing? Am I right? Well, I know it's the purge, but just knowing what it is, you don't know what it is. I know the purge and how it looks like. It just stops you from leaving your country, and your country slowly sucks you in and starts sucking more and more, basically, until it self destroys. All right, that's the purge. Russians are not emitting purge. They just wanted Ukraine, but they want it in all the wrong ways, you know. And it's just like, well, war is a pretty good way to like claim stuff, right? And they just missed the point because war is about flexing your power level, and Ukraine was like, well, fuck it. I mean, you're already attacking without actually asking nicely. You just straight up attacking and claiming land. We're gonna try and defend ourselves. And oh, oops, that was overly successful. And now Russia has to back off and put off their own fires that, would destroy the leadership and all that shit. Will quickly de escalate, first and foremost. Russia will quickly find more enemies to choose from, not just Ukraine, that it wanted so badly to turn it into its enemy. But, it's going to get more. But if we go all the way back to the pandemic, which is somehow returning, or trying to return. See, what government is doing is now just poking a dead body of themselves, because it's really hard to find the government. It's usually just messing around with itself. So what government is trying to do is now provoke the purge, because the pandemic is not going to repeat itself. Not to misinform you guys, but COVID was mainly a government creation. Mainly a government creation. Fear is not something government can create. It's your creation if you fear and you don't understand what's going on. Fear is not the government creation, but everything else is. Government gets to tell you that you have COVID. Government gets to tell you when to wear masks or not. Government gets to tell you whether to vaccinate yourself or not. Government gets to tell you whether to stay indoors or not. It's all government creation, unfortunately, and it's obviously different than just a normal way of life. So, while the pandemic itself and what is a virus, which we'll never know because government gets to tell you that as well. So basically, it's a government creation because I don't really get to even question that. Otherwise, I'll be labeled as misinformant of some kind. Like, excuse me? I will question that. It's the purge. So, a new card is on the table. Your pandemic card is absolute garbage in comparison to the purge. All right? But we still have to wait for Russia to, calm down, because they want to participate in the purge really badly. They literally get to start, they literally have the ball, all right, of the purge, and will be able to deliver it to the nearest country if they wanted to. So we have to just make sure they deliver it to Australia or Canada, because those places really fucking deserve it. Like, they inflating themselves to a stratosphere I never seen before. My brain got infected by some black people shit, but I just have to repeat the same shit that is in my head, which is 6 potatoes for $10. I'm sure that's not the actual case, but that's the sentiment that I can, jump on board of, like, yeah, it's really expensive to live there, and everyone's upset. And we have seen a girl cry and all that shit. Deep, deep down, that person. How is everyone affording in Canada? Just run. Just run, bro. Oh, you don't want to run? Well, people gonna tell you to run by taking off your tires. Now can you run? Now you should probably run now. All right? You just can't use your car anymore, unfortunately. But if you can't take the hint, you won't be able to run away anymore, and the purge is gonna happen in your country. You're gonna be made into an example of how purge even looks like. The definition. You don't want to have that definition. If the world can actually avoid purge entirely and just send it all to Africa, I mean, absolutely, absolutely. Because where Africa is gonna send to the monkeys? I don't know. To ants? Where's the nearest dumpster of? I don't know, man. I don't know. You tell me. But yeah, I can't wait to see how things escalate and how weird things get, because, you know, my power level is rising exponentially. Not my subscriber count, by all means. Nobody fucking gives a fuck about me. But my ego, not even my wealth, not even my friendships, nothing actually is increasing in terms of my lifestyle, but my ego is increasing exponentially. So it just kind of like is not related to anything. Like, I'm disconnected from the world. I am technically just dead. Yeah, I live in dead space, in Deadlands, in, you know, in Europe, tucked away in a fucking corner. I don't know. Next to Russia. It's weird. It's hard to define how many layers of death I am under right now. But, you know, I just woke up, so I don't want to think about it right now. Let's just watch some TikToks instead and see what other people have to say about stuff, you know, that I cared about. And I decided to like it.
Twitter now wants your government ID. And no,
Someone wants to talk to me.
I know. X has now introduced a new verification system where blue users must submit a selfie and a picture of their government-issued ID. The fuck? I know, me in a hat. They claim the purpose of this is to enhance safety, security, and in particular, prevent impersonations. So let's talk about that for about 3 minutes. I'm going to split this video.
Well, I'm not gonna let him talk because it goes way deeper than you could fucking imagine. I just have to say the words Bitcoin. You know, the thing that has been collecting the most data. Oh, you didn't notice? If you want to sign up for a Bitcoin wallet, you need a government ID. You need to show that shit. So there's... why? What, we still tied to our government after all of this? After inventing digital currency? What the fuck is the point? Yeah, I just couldn't fucking make a Bitcoin wallet and I stopped caring. And I just gave up. But realizing that it's potentially much scarier than, you know, it's like, oh, just to... I mean, Elon Musk is gonna bounce around and trigger every single mine in existence. He feels fearless. He feels fearless. I feel fearless because I don't go to minefields. So the mines do not affect my life anymore. That's how I became fearless. I don't know why Elon Musk is becoming fearless and just keep on doing weird shit like this. Because this is weird. In order to actually verify users, there's probably a better way. I don't even want to talk about it because it would take quite a little bit of time to investigate, right? But there has to be like a simple principle of like, you use the platform for a long time, you collect followers, you're a genuine person, no one has any problems with you. It doesn't even matter if you're impersonating someone. It's just you have established yourself. You have been on a platform for like 1 year or something, and no one has a problem with you. You're not spreading some kind of bullshit, basically, that is heavily frowned upon, right? And that's it. You're verified as a celebrity. People like you and stuff. That's it. What the fuck is the problem besides that point? You know, why do you need more data? Am I right? But it's like this billionaire just has, you know, mental problems. He just wants things, but doesn't really know what the fuck he actually wants. You know, like, I want money, but like, how do I get money from you guys? I'll just charge like $5 for verification. Now I just want data, guys. I just want, okay, I can't get data. Well, I just want to like leave, and Twitter's no more, so it's now X actually. So it's like an exit, you know. What can I do, guys? Just beg. Elon Musk, just learn how to beg for answers for your problems, because you're increasingly annoying to me. I mean, holy shit.
If you've been watching the news recently, it's no secret that things aren't going well for Russian President Vladimir Putin. In fact, according to former CIA Chief of Russian Operations Steve Hall, Putin's troubles are mounting at breakneck speed, and they might just be enough to break the infamous dictator. In this video,
We gotta watch it one more time, bro. Watch him appear like that. Holy shit, that's a graphic, right?
be enough to break the infamous about what might happen in Ukraine and just how much trouble Russia and its leader.
Well, they're running out of ammunition or whatever, so that's it. And they're not gonna get any ammunition or support from other countries. They're just not gonna. They even show like China. China's not gonna give anything, bro. China's not gonna participate in this shit, because they would get destroyed. If China makes a single fucking mistake, they just get annihilated internally. Annihilation. They're the ones, again, creating COVID in the first place, or designing it. They saw a mistake that they don't do, so they spread across the entire world, and then they realize, oh shit, we actually do that mistake, and sucked it up very hard. So Russia and China has suffered so far. Now it's Europe's time, where the purge is gonna happen constantly. You know, because we're the ones with tons of countries where the purge can just move from one country to the other, just bounce around until it finds a nesting place. It's kind of like a roach or a rat running around and finding its place to just manifest. More rats. Some crazy shit, bro. But stay tuned and subscribe. You might want to know more about this insanity.
Only
because people gonna start celebrating a little bit too quickly of like, oh, the Russia thing is over. Oh, the COVID thing was just kind of like a fluke. It's just government scaring us. It's no big deal. But then it just stacks. Everything just stacks back up again. You know, meaning that even the Russian invasion is kind of feeding some other country to become hostile. Or like the BRICS nations plotting something ridiculous, right? You never know what twists and turns we're gonna get. But normally, it's not about that. It's about inflation, right? Everyone is complaining about inflation, and something about COVID is just that there's overwhelming fear of like, and not understanding like, where did government go? Now I miss the government. I can't talk to it. It doesn't talk to me on the phone, that government. I can't find it, guys. Where is it? When I need to do paperwork, it shows up, but that's about it. Like, if we can't do, like, basic politics and talk about basic shit, if no one's interested in that, there's no government that we can find anymore. You know, we cannot contact anyone because we're not organizing enough societal power to even poke the government to exist. So government can just exist on their own terms. They can just unleash pandemic and just like, hey guys, here's me. Please wear a mask because I fucking hate you and your fucking face is ugly. I mean, and you should stop talking as well. It's like it does all these nice things. I hate you, your face is ugly, and you don't have to talk and spread your diseases, which is, you know, it's that one we just kind of made up, but you're still gonna suck it up, my friend. But, you know. Also, yeah, and there's no sexual contact that's available in a quick concession, all right? So try to stay away from each other, and we're gonna fucking fine you. That was the government creation, my friends. And then Russia was like, I want Ukraine. You have land, bro. Russia, shut the fuck up. I want Ukraine. They have beautiful people. Shut the fuck up, Russia. We're gonna send ammunition to Ukraine. I want Ukraine. I don't give a fuck. I have army. I have army of ugly people. Like, well, shut the fuck up, Russia. What the fuck's wrong with you? You don't get anything, okay? You're not. You don't get pity points for that shit. All right. You can have 3 beautiful people, okay? And then you can reproduce. That's about it. But when I look at porn, Russia's just fucking them with a bunch of black dudes. All right, all the beautiful people, they're just gangbanged out of existence. So fuck off, Russia. Get out of here. All right? Once you stop producing porn, then we can talk about beauty and elegance. Get the fuck out of here. Out of the map. Disappear. All right? No more ammunition. Ran out of that juice, you know? Those shooting stars. Bye-bye.
Oh no, Papa Putin is mad. Yeah, you wanna know why? Because after he warned Ukraine not to bomb his cursed bridge, they went ahead and bombed it anyway. How dare they? Now, you gotta love Zelensky and his bunch's answer.
I mean, you have to wear protection when you're building bridges.
When it came to this whole blowing up this bridge thing again. Not necessarily how they did it, but the answer as to why. It's such a Ukraine thing to say. It's a superfluous item. It doesn't need to be there.
You know what else doesn't need to be there? This credit system that I'm giving to people, because all credit goes to Sniper Wolf anyways. Where's that? Where's the Sniper Waffle? There we go.
Hello!
Hello, friends. The easiest thing to summon is hello, friends, if you ever need one of those. You don't get friends, but you do get a hello.
I'm not kidding you. See, from their perspective, they didn't build it. It's attached to their land, and they don't want it there. They want it to go away. Now, Pooty Poo, after warning everybody, now for a second time, he said, hey, I'm going to do something about it this time. And he did. He attacked Odessa. Now, he tried for 2 nights. The first night, not one missile or drone got through. Second night, actually some did, and they did some pretty good damage to the port and the port facilities, which is a problem that now Ukraine has to deal with. But the news wasn't all good for Putin, even when he actually got through with a strike that hit actual legitimate targets, because he destroyed 60,000 tons of grain. Not a big deal, right? Except this grain was bound for China. Even when he gets it right, he gets it wrong. But it just keeps on getting better, because apparently now Putin's saying, listen, No matter what flag you're carrying, if you're floating around the Black Sea and you're planning on parking at any kind of port for Ukraine, Odessa, or wherever, we're going to consider you a friend of Ukraine and treat you accordingly. Now, I don't know about you. You can already see where this is going to go. Because imagine if Russia decides to sink a flagged freighter of a NATO country. You know, because you're an enemy and all. Yeah, that ain't going to be good at all. Now, of course, Putin's saying that he's willing to lift this embargo, really, of any vessels going to and from Ukrainian ports. All the rest of the world's got to do is they've got to lift all the sanctions off of his grain and fertilizer. They've got to open up the ammonia pipeline that he had that's been shut down. And they've got to allow all of his banks back on the SWIFT system. Yeah.
Come on, man. But a SWIFT system doesn't like you.
Yeah. As my UK brethren would say. Knock off, nonce. Anyway, you know, look, here's the deal, man. You can't negotiate with a terrorist. Putin's already proven himself to be untrustworthy. Doesn't matter if they give him that, he's going to still do other stuff. So there's really no negotiating with this guy because he doesn't do it on good faith at all.
Yeah, I mean, just like Jake Paul and Logan Paul, you have to change your identity a little bit and bring in other people to the table. They're not as fucking toxic to be able to, you know, lift up your identity. Or you have to lay low for a while. What Jake Paul is doing is just beating up other fucking dunces, basically, in a boxing ring. What Logan Paul is doing... Yeah. So, I guess he's selling Prime. No, that doesn't work. Everything he's doing is a scam. Maybe his cancellation still haven't happened yet. I don't know.
And that lack of good faith doesn't just extend outside the borders, it happens inside the borders too. Which is the whole reason why Wagner pretty much tried to pull a coup d'etat, and the rumblings inside Mother Russia keep on rumbling. In fact, this cat, yeah, this is Sir Roger Moore. Now, you may not recognize him, but he's in charge of MI6. You know who those guys are? Of course you do. Bond. James Bond. Yeah, they're CIA. Now, he's saying right now, it is a veritable cornucopia of easiness to find yourself Russian spies inside Russia. Think about that. That's how bad things have gotten there. People are willing to give up information. And we can see that because the partisan activity inside Russia is off the chain. For instance, this explosion that happened today at a military training facility in Crimea. And get this, Russia's talking about relocating some 2,000 families that were around this facility to another area. Are they trying to defend their lives in case of Ukrainian attack? No! Russia is tired of civilians blowing up their stuff. I'm not kidding you, man. That's why they're moving them. They're trying to get rid of the partisans that keep pulling this stuff. Now look, dealing with the enemy, that's one problem. But when the enemy is inside your midst, ooh, that's a whole nother set of problems. And that's something that Russia's not going to beat. Not outside their borders, nor inside, until they...
Well, I mean, we're just moving to the next cool thing. Learning how to set up coups, and they turn into purges, basically. Coup is just to take down the leadership, but purge is to try and solve every problem with just violence and destruction, because you just lost your mind. You just went mad. And people will try and do that. You can take advantage of that and find ways to solve things without violence. Alright? Or with equal self-defense force, you know. While you're defending yourself, you can, you know, snatch a little bit of a backfire. I don't know. We'll figure out as the purge goes on, because you can never predict it. If I say too much, another strategy is gonna rise to counter my strategy, and it's like blah blah blah. It's a different metagame entirely.
This is the simplest way to get the best coffee of your life for free. If I bring my own bean, would it be possible to grind me a coffee? Can I grab a cup? Thank you very much. I'll see you soon. To make an espresso, you need 56 beans. So that's our goal. 56. Can I have a few coffee beans?
By the way, I laughed so hard at this. You'll get the punchline eventually. I'll make sure of that.
Thank you so much. Can I have a little bit of like coffee beans?
I don't know if we can do that. I will call the manager.
Excuse me. No, it's okay. Oh, thank you so much. 8 beans from these guys. Perfect. Amazing. Thank you so much. Can't believe everyone just gives us the beans. Oh. Starbucks beans are kind of burned, but they're free, so that would do.
Hi, mate.
I'm looking to take away some beans from you. Sure. Oh, this is a very generous. Okay, let's do it. Oh my god, I dropped one. 51, 52, 53, 54. Okay, we need 2 more beans. Hi, how's it going? Can I ask you for a few coffee beans?
Sorry?
Do you have some coffee beans? You don't do coffee. Do you do beans? No.
If we don't do the coffee, we won't do the beans either.
Okay, cool, thank you. No need to be rude. I just want a few
No need to be stupid.
coffee beans from you guys. Can we agree on 2? I got it, 56 beans. Do you think it's gonna be good?
There's only one way to know.
That's a lot though. What am I smelling?
So this guy is Ukrainian, and now we understand why Ukrainians are so fucking poor. All right, but let's just get the punchline first.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is very smooth. I feel the flavors of every coffee shop, like the Infinity Stones. This is the best coffee I've ever had.
It's not worth it to have the best coffee, and it's probably, again, it's just a placebo effect. How can you feel like he already tested tap water? All of a sudden, there's different coffee beans from different shops. I can feel the energies. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Just go create an orgy out of all these followers that you have, because you don't use every single TikTok person I follow, they just fall off very quickly. Just make a terrible mistake because they have to be like quite extreme. They have the phone with them and they can carry it in any direction they want. So they just go to the extreme eventually. And this is one of those moments, my friends. We caught him.
Can I pay for everything?
That's fine.
What do you mean? No, you're not gonna charge? Okay. This is the simplest way to get the best coffee of your life for free.
Let's repeat that.
This is the simplest way to get the best coffee of your life for free.
Yeah, nice marketing, my friends. I'm sure nobody fucking paid you for that one, by the way. In some social ways, people paid for it. All right? Coffee is to keep you awake a little bit longer than expected. You can't just willingly, like, you have to have a reason. You have to have a very good reason to have coffee. Very, very good reason. All right? If you're gonna have a very long conversation with someone, you're like, oh shit, we need coffee right now. But people just do unreasonable things. They don't give a fuck about nothing. They just adopt weird shit in their life. And it's like, oh my god, it's gonna be the best. Yeah, it's gonna wake you up because you're doing work. It probably took you like fucking 2 hours to get that cup of coffee. It's not free. Alright? Out of all the things, you can trick yourself that something is free because you can have a job like this where you get a coffee after 2 hours of work. And it's kind of free because people in the end allowed you to have this free coffee. This is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen this guy do. And it just blows my mind how deep the rabbit hole opened up in this guy.
Let me show you why nobody trusts the media. The last couple years, a lot of us have lived through a little something called inflation, where everything has gotten more expensive. And naturally, we want to figure out why. A lot of us had this gut feeling that it was corporate greed, corporations raising their prices and ripping us off, aka greedflation. Now, in response to this theory, the mainstream media deemed greedflation to be fake, nonsense.
And imagine, you know, even within that TikTok, no need to be rude. You didn't got coffee beans from a place that doesn't have coffee beans. Congratulations, move on. But he got sticky about it. And imagine if he discovers my fucking video. Like, his brain will just rot, explode. No need to be rude. It's my entire channel. It should be fucking, you know, the part of the banner somewhere. But oops, there's no space for that. I want YouTube to be grand again, not rude again. Like, what the fuck is that shit? It's not gonna be more grand if people stop being rude. If people are rude and we can fucking take that and still appreciate it and turn it around, and that's fucking grand move right there. If we just have to, you know, ask the same person to not be rude, fuck that shit, bro. That seems like a weak move. But hey, very nice TikTok. It has all the flavors. I can't stop complaining about it. Holy shit. Actually, not complaining, appreciating how awesome it is.
Nonsense, a witch hunt, even a conspiracy theory.
Because when you say don't be rude, you gotta explain what you mean by that. Because often enough, it's very difficult to understand what you mean by that. Unfortunately, because we're not supposed to hide information. We're not supposed to be not honest about things, unfortunately. We have to say what it is, and it's the rude thing for you to just jump on it and say that I'm rude. You know, come into my territory and say that I'm rude. You know, it's my territory, I do whatever I want. Unless we break some kind of common courtesy. Some kind of common contract that we signed together. Then it's rude. Alright? You're not a customer if he's trying to take things for free, by the way. Like, the fucking level of insanity, bro. This guy fucking projected with one TikTok. With 1.5 minutes. Holy shit. He just exploded in my face, bro. At first it was funny, but let's do another funny thing. We are no longer gonna follow this guy anymore. Bye-bye.
Let me show you why nobody trusts the media. The last couple years, a lot of us have lived through a little something called inflation, where everything has gotten more expensive. And naturally, we want to figure out why. A lot of us had this gut feeling that it was corporate greed, corporations raising their prices and ripping us off, aka greedflation. Now, in response to this theory, the mainstream media deemed greedflation to be fake, nonsense, a witch hunt, even a conspiracy theory. And then the tapes came out where a bunch of CEOs were caught on tape bragging about raising prices just because they could.
We want to make sure that we're not leaving any pricing on the table. We'll take as much pricing as the consumer can absorb.
And we know if we need to take more pricing, we have room to do it. To date, we've seen no resistance from our customers.
I'm really pleased our sales teams have gotten much better at pricing than ever in the history of the company. We're not going to be giving this pricing back. Now it's not a matter of can we take a price increase. Now it's about how much of a price increase are you going to take.
Uh-oh, what are they going to say now? You're not going to believe this, but not only is greedflation not a conspiracy anymore, it is real and probably a good thing for the economy, says the Wall Street Journal. My point is, how can we possibly trust the mainstream media if time and time again they've shown that their main priority is not necessarily to report the real news, it's to protect their corporate donors?
Well, see, the point is to ignore the ending because it's the dumbest thing ever. We were never meant to trust the media. That was never a thing. Like, media never really existed to be trusted. It's to just be entertained. Alright? Trust is a whole nother fucking problem. that you don't even comprehend if you can't even talk to real people. Those are the people you trust. Your friends and family and all that shit. Real people. When you go to mainstream media, you're just there to be entertained. You're just there to pick up new ideas of like, what are we gonna talk about with my friends and family? I don't have nothing, bro. All right, my mom is dysfunctional. I don't know, man. Probably you can blame me until we sort things out. You can blame me. I'll take it. I can turn it around, though. But I'm not gonna waste my pity points just yet. Alright, I will make investigations, I will ask questions. I'm not just gonna concede either side. But, yeah, I have problems to deal with, but necessarily, it's the real people that you can trust, where real actions, real trades happen, real win-win moments happen. You cannot trust businesses or the media, because they're kind of on the same fucking side anyways. They're just there to give you things, and if you take those things, they're gonna escalate the price, and they're gonna escalate the misinformation level, basically, of outrage level, right? Because once they get a little bit of fire going, they're just gonna spread it to as many people as possible, of like, hey, this guy picked up my news and he really liked it. You should pick that up too. It's outrageous what's happening out there in this and that country and stuff like that. You should definitely pay attention, because this is a very interesting idea. And again, you can't trust that because it's not locally valid. It's just not valid for your life. It could just disrupt your life. It's not good.
Lawyer's take.
And about the greedflation, again, there's two sides, right? There's the media side that wants to trick you, basically, so you pay attention. That's what they get money from. You pay attention. They get advertisements. And the advertisers, well, they create the news. They just feed off each other, like, But you just have to concede to whatever is the cheapest deals available and look for them actively and allow small businesses to flourish if they find themselves making cheaper deals. So I should be going to farmers market personally. It's a big decision to make and explore. I have now 2 reasons to do it. Usually I need 3. And maybe even 4, because I'm antisocial. I hate being around people. I just hate it.
I think my answer to this question will surprise you. Blowing an air horn in someone else's ear is actually not a criminal battery. Instead, it's a crime called mayhem, which is causing or risking serious damage to another's body part. But was it a crime to throw the prankster in the lake? The law allows you to take responsive action to protect yourself against future harm so long it's proportional to the harm faced. In this case, if the big man just pushed him away, he risked getting another air horn to his ear. Throwing him in the lake solved that problem, didn't hurt the criminal, and therefore it was lawful self-defense.
Another idea would be just to rip off the air horn and throw that into the water. But, I guess that's a little bit, it's a little bit cut and dry, because like he doesn't actually present what is the best self-defense you can do in this situation. Especially if you're a big dude, like that, you can't just stop there. This is quite a dangerous thing to do.
Well, this is not good. A major category 3
But that's how lawyers' brain works. All right? they just care about, like, is this good or not? Ah, it's good. Self-defense. Defendable in court. Very good. I mean, sure. You know what the best self-defense is learning things. Holy shit, that's pretty good self-defense, I'm not gonna lie. In teaching that. But it's still, you know, I'm always ahead of people, especially when I watch TikTok twice. I find myself ahead of people. Oh, it's so weird.
Hurricane is heading for the US and is being described as extremely dangerous by the National Hurricane Center. But just as Florida residents started following evacuation orders and heading to emergency shelter, officials announced that there had been potentially widespread fuel contamination in Florida, which could cause damage to engines. So everyone following the advice to have their cars at least half full and have extra gas for generators in case of emergency may have just bought gas contaminated with diesel. So far, all we know is that it was
How did that happen? This happens every year, bruh.
Yeah, this is one of those things that I really wish American media was better at explaining, or at least tried to explain. 90% of what we sent to Ukraine are old munitions that we were not going to use. Most of what we have sent to Ukraine was stuff we had slated for destruction. We were going to destroy it all. So Ukraine's kind of saving us money by using it because we don't have to pay for it to be destroyed.
Yeah, just like, you know, you buy a new iPhone and you give the old one to somewhere else, because if you don't give it to someone else, it might fucking blow up. Some weird shit. No, maybe iPhone's not gonna blow up, but, you know, maybe you have not seen the Mr. Who's the Boss video, but like some Samsung phones started bloating their batteries. Like, holy shit. This stuff is somewhat dangerous to just leave all technology to just roast in a corner of your room. And it takes real estate space. I mean, and it's just annoying. So you just have to give it to someone else. But we also have been scared to not throw it away entirely, which is just kind of weird. Like, if we're sorting materials, shouldn't we have small boxes of like electronic goods that we can throw away at? Maybe even fucking for a price in exchange. So we have our own munitions, and, well, this is what happens with Ukraine and the war. Like, apparently, we can just give them old stuff. Ukraine gets to benefit, and will never run out of ammunition, it seems like. How cool is that? But I don't think it's just all old stuff, absolutely. I can't just tell you that. Maybe if from US, but because US is just active militarily, ridiculously active. But yeah, whatever. Good to know, I guess.
So I just spent the last 4 days.
We checked this guy out, but yeah. Now I'm following him and looking at all these 1,000 foods, man. Because I don't have a list of foods. I need that. So let's go back to where we're supposed to be and dig even deeper. Holy shit. By the way, when I said lifestyle is not changing, well, my life conditions, basically, or lifestyle conditions. Of course I'm improving based on, you know, being smarter and more educated about things. It's just a slight improvement. It doesn't matter how much I collect data here, but it's all about the experience that I project and why I have to be honest and not, you know, clickbaity or some bullshit like that, just to try and get people's attention. And somehow people will still respect that? I mean, I don't think so. Ah, she's singing Cruel Summer. I don't remember anymore. Maybe it just went back to popularity or something. But yeah, cool. Very funny. Yeah, our summer sucked balls. It was too hot. Alright, Sniper Wolf, help me out here. We need to continue. Well, it's just funny seeing a man struggle, man. Everyone wants to get that super fish, man. So here you go. Who's gonna win? Way down.
What do you need Bub to do?
Oh no, it's a shark.
Did you know that if you see an ant in your home, the last thing you should do is smush it? And here's why. Last summer, I had an ant in my apartment. I killed it. I just smashed it with my shoe. An hour later, I had a ton of ants in my apartment. And I'm over here like smashing all of them with my shoes. As the sun started to
Because that worked the first time, you know.
go down, I saw more ants than I've seen in my entire life. And
Please ignore my comments, okay? Don't smash babies either. A swarm of babies will attack your house. I made a mistake too, man.
they were literally forming a line from my balcony all the way to my front door. They weren't sugar ants. I finally got maintenance to come get rid of them because I was like,
They were not sugar ants. Oh my god. What a relief.
how do I exterminate an ant? They vacuumed them up and there was some spray, but I found out when you smush an ant, it lets off these little pheromones that tell all their little ant friends to come find them and I guess get their body and bring them back to their tribe, mountain, whatever it's called. I'm not an ant expert. I don't know where these ants came from. If you smash an ant, it will
That's how it's called, a tribe mountain.
attract way more ants, even if you're really high up in a high-rise building. It was a lesson learned. Don't smush an ant, ever. Pass this on to a friend because I literally...
Alright, I want to kill ants now.
Did you know that you can grow your own toilet paper? This is the toilet paper plant, and the leaves are soft as can be. It's the Charmin of the garden. And the leaves grow to be about the same size as a piece of toilet paper. Although it is super soft, it is also very durable, strong, and will not break. All you have to do is get a cutting of it, stick it into the soil like this, and that will grow into your own toilet paper, so you never have to buy toilet paper again, and we will even mail you a cutting. Did you know?
My goodness, that is so much cheaper than the toilet paper, of course. Yeah. I mean, you should always grow all your things, absolutely. And you will never have to worry about food or even toilet paper ever again. Just grow all your things. I wonder how it looks like to grow all your food in one place. I mean, holy shit. It would still be a pretty big garden, even for one person. I'm sorry. And, yeah, sure, maybe this plant is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I want to know how it feels like. I'm glad there is a solution of some kind. And, I mean, it does produce seemingly a lot of leaves. But I want math now. I just need stats. I'm not gonna sit here and poop in public like that. It's pretty disgusting. But yeah, it's fascinating.
You know what to say. Never go grocery shopping when you're hungry. Regret the wrong things and the safest in life. Never go into a relationship when you feel lonely. You might grab the wrong thing. Think about it. When you're desperate, you grab anything you want, not what you need.
So, basically, he's just bringing up desperation, which is something I've already learned. It's not that revolutionary. I don't think he's correct about, well, yeah, what you want and what you need are two separate things, and you should focus on what you need first, if you can help yourself. But yeah, like, trying to fix things through desperation is usually not gonna work. You're trying to fix things by nature, by doing good things and attracting people that way. You know, just spreading the good vibes and seeing who responds to that shit. So far, I have attracted 0 people that are, well, maybe one, but like, still questionable. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'll just cross my fingers and hope that people on the internet improve. Well, technically, right? S Max. And then Geo. These people have influence. 1,600 in total. These are internet people I have attracted. Isn't that crazy? And then my Discord itself has some influence, but like, this is not just my Discord, so it doesn't even count. Whatever. And I'm not even a desperate person, so I don't know, man. Maybe desperation is gonna work a little bit better in a certain situation, because like, it could invoke things within you that you don't have. You know, exploring what you want is sometimes what you need. Sometimes desperation is supposed to be like a very honest emotion that you have. Like, if you're desperately lonely, like, if you will do things that you have never done before, like, that's crazy. Powerful, right? It's just, you shouldn't treat them as like the greatest goal of all time when it didn't happen naturally, right? If something doesn't happen naturally, you should be quite upset about that part, and desperation is not going to fix that. But you can definitely try it and grab the wrong things on purpose anyways. Even if they're wrong, you still have something. So, yeah. Every single moralization of anything goes deeper than you would allow it to, like this, on this TikTok. I would never make TikToks like that, basically, because my brain doesn't work that way. I can't just oversimplify things.
You might find this really interesting, but did you know that since 2007, more Mexicans are actually going back to Mexico than are coming into the United States? But even more fascinating is since 2019, there has been an almost 75 increase in U.S. citizens moving into Mexico, with a total of 1.6 million people now residing in Mexico. So one of the main reasons why is the cost of living. The average cost of living in Mexico is $786, which is 64% less expensive than in the United States, which is an average of $2,213. Also, Mexico is on average at least 60% less expensive than the least expensive city in the United States. In these next few decades, you could see a lot of Mexican Americans actually follow in the footsteps of their parents, or were born in a country and we leave to another place for a better life. You might find this really interesting.
One thing that all conspiracy theorists have in common.
The only thing all conspiracy theorists have in common is people like this and the media narrative in general conveniently lumping them all into one group to discredit them by association with each other. So what is a conspiracy? Well, a conspiracy is a secret plan by a group to do something unlawful or harmful. A conspiracy theory is a belief that some secret but influential organization is responsible for an event or phenomenon. So basically just a group of powerful people working together to do something unlawful or harmful. So
But you can't just oversimplify the definitions. Usually, if you keep on talking about conspiracies on your channel as if like that's the only thing you care about, like, yeah, I mean, now you're obsessive, now you're defining yourself as conspiracy theorist, and nothing better than that. That's always going to be a problem. But so is, you know, being, I even forgot his name. I mean, his occupation. Basically, being scientist is also probably not the best thing you can do in life. Especially theoretical scientist of some kind. Like, that's the dumbest thing. So you're just basically an actor. And, yeah, Neil deGrasse is like an actor scientist in a way. It's like a front runner. He's just talking about, just promoting science. Just like a cheerleader of science, basically. And it's done both ways so far, so let's continue, I guess. What else?
Something unlawful or harmful, that would make you a conspiracy theorist. And given the evidence of literally all of human history, that would be a fairly reasonable position for you to take. Okay, so let's say this person believes that politics has been hijacked by financial interests and the economic system is deliberately set up to benefit the rich at the expense of the poor. This person believes that the official story surrounding JFK doesn't make a lot of sense, and that indicates probably some wrongdoing by some pretty...
Again, the title, holding a title of conspiracy theorist is completely different. It's completely next level than just believing certain things. These are just beliefs.
Powerful people. This person believes that lizard aliens from the future are putting microchips in our cornflakes to brainwash us all. These are not similar beliefs. The only thing these three people have in common is people like this rhetorically grouping them together to make the first two look as unreasonable and...
Alright, let me check.
It's...
Okay, yeah, we can watch most of this. Did I fuck it up again? What? No!
One thing that...
Leave me alone. I said we could watch most of this and then I didn't... I clicked away somehow. Because goddamn buttons are hard, man.
One thing that all...
So, if I actually summarize... It's very difficult, but like... Questioning authority is good, and it's like if you say that we landed on the moon, I would believe. Let's just hear it anyways.
Authority is good. You know what? I'll even let him explain why.
I've read the websites that doubt that we landed on the moon, and they're pretty convincing to me. But if you tell me that we landed on the moon, I'll believe you. And I said it has nothing to do with my authority over information.
Exactly. Nobody...
I mean, yes, you do. If you have collected that experience yourself, and you tell the story as it is, from your perspective. But landing on the moon is just absolutely irrelevant because no one can fucking do it. Alright? And being an astronaut is not really a trusted position where you can just listen to their stories of I landed on Mars and I farted 30 times, bro. Holy shit, that's so interesting, Mr. Astronaut. Wow. What else did you do? Alright? Because I don't care. I don't care. I don't care, bro.
He has authority.
But it's a lot bigger leap for other people to tell that we landed on the moon. What? I don't care about your shit. Just give me material to work with. Alright, just show me. You don't have to say anything unless you have stuff to show. And people don't really have that shit. I mean, back in the day we had a television and some pixels on the screen showed up to prove that we landed on the moon. Well, we have to prove that over and over again. You forgot that part. Alright? Because those pixels on the screen are like fucking 50 years old. Congratulations. And all of them have been destroyed by NASA conveniently. Like, what? Shut the fuck up, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Maybe shut the fuck up about the moon. Because your reputation is gonna go into the negative.
Over information.
And a lot faster than you think because I'm fucking racist.
Information has to speak for itself, which is why people in power positions must be scrutinized the most, because they stand to gain the most from maintaining the status quo. But you also have to question the data itself.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely authorities are gonna play the role in, I almost wanted to say YouTube Rewinds. No, the Purge. But YouTube Rewind too, because I'm the authority over that one thing. And I have plenty of experience to share of, like, what it takes to build YouTube Rewind, because that's the only thing I care about. I can talk about it over and over again. And it's actually an interesting story that you might want to hear, and not about some fucking moon landing bullshit. Of like, oh, let's find people who are stupid enough to believe that we didn't land on the moon. Oh, and laugh at those people. Yeah, shut the fuck up, Neil deGrasse. We don't care about that stuff, alright? We don't care about mocking other people just randomly. I don't wake up every day and I'm just like, where's the next person I need to mock?
See, a lot of this data or studies or research are conducted or paid for by major corporations who stand to benefit a lot from certain foregone conclusions being reached. This is why big tobacco were able to pretend that smoking didn't cause any harm for years and years and years, even though it was obvious that it in fact did. They conducted their own studies and their own research that reached conclusions that were favorable to them. Now that would be called confirmation bias, except these powerful corporations were deliberately using...
No, it was just misinformation. I mean, you can use any word you want multiple times just to prove that this combination of words, well, you need confirmation bias for the confirmation bias. Maybe just say biases one time because they start becoming a part of your life, okay? Maybe relax a little bit.
These studies to mislead people away from the truth, and that would be called a conspiracy.
Well, sure. It's just everything gets corrupted if we don't put it under pressure. So that's that. If we're not allowed to question, if we're not allowed to hold the opposite belief, then it's just simply a corrupted system of some kind. Now it's even more questionable if someone tries to, you know, deny you your ability to express yourself. You know, a normal person doesn't hold any authority at all. So it's like, what the fuck is the point of silencing people like that, right? So silencing flat earth and other conspiracy theorism is a little bit shady business on YouTube. It's very questionable. But, you know, I'm sure they have a good reason for it. You know, they will tell us anytime. You also don't hold authority if you just hold silence. You gotta pick one. You can either hold silence or you hold authority. So far, I mean, most authorities want to hold silence instead. It's the cooler thing to hold, apparently. Anyways, this is just part 6. There's gonna be many, many more parts. Because it's a goddamn marathon. I'm running as fast as I can. And yet I still have plenty of things to talk about. See you guys next time.